Inside this lesson, what I want to do is I want to give you the tools and the strategies so that you're able to make better choices when it comes to purchasing supplements. If you've never purchased a supplement before, then I'm going to give you some information on where to start. If you're currently purchasing supplements, I'm going to provide some insights that will help you criticize your current supplements that you've got in your cupboard and help you make better decisions if what you learn throughout today's lesson kind of debunks what you're currently using, right? So the thing with supplements is they have entered more and more into mainstream over the last 10 years. And you can thank Instagram for that. You have now a platform that allows people who are bodybuilders or athletes who take supplements themselves to advertise for other companies, and other companies have jumped on that with discount codes and so forth. And the result is this fast-paced industry where science can't keep up. It takes at least 12 weeks and a few $1,000s, if not tens of thousands of dollars, to determine whether or not a new ingredient or a new product is actually effective, even safe. And because it takes so much time and money and effort, and at the end of all that, one study isn't enough to actually prove whether or not it's safe and effective, the whole supplement industry kind of just takes a bypass on that whole process. And they can, because the laws that are in place to penalize false advertising, to penalize unsafe products are actually quite low when compared to the potential payoff. If you get one product that goes viral, you can earn millions and millions of dollars, and the fines are somewhere in the tens of thousands, sometimes maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. In fact, this industry gets so shady that I'm going to share an article below this video that'll provide more information on this. But almost 25% of all products that were studied in a particular peer-reviewed journal were found to be contaminated. Now, when contaminated is used in a study or in a paper, that can mean anything from contaminated with anabolic steroids all the way down to rat shit. One of the most popular one of the most popular supplement manufacturers in the Northern Hemisphere were found to have just breached basic sanitary guidelines, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And all of this unsavoriness is very easily dodged. As soon as you are found out to be an unsavory company with poor practices, it's quite easy to just close your company down, rebrand, open a new facility, and start all over again, back to that whole problem of there being a really big payoff on the other end of that. So I'll share that article below, but I want you to just know that this problem doesn't only occur in protein powders. It occurs across everything from multivitamins, gummies, for kids. A lot of different products have been recalled very recently across a broad spectrum. So whenever buying anything that comes in a capsule form, in a tablet form, in the powder form, in a package, be very critical about what you choose. And I'm aiming to give you the ability to be very critical right now. Now, before we dive into what supplements are best at what time and in what circumstances, just understand that you can't supplement a nutrient deficient body. So what that means is if you're not eating correctly, if you don't provide your body with enough fuel and energy from your food alone, supplements are going to be a band-aid. Supplements aren't going to get you a result. In fact, what they often do is they mask and they help foggy up. I use the term foggy up because it becomes blurry. They help to distract you from the real issues that you need to solve. It kind of becomes this crutch where I'm taking this fat burner so I can go and drink a couple of wines on the weekend, right? The same way as cardio is often used as a trade-off. as well. Like I've just done some cardio, I'm going to go through the drive-through. So the thing that I want to introduce you to first is the supplement pyramid. Here we have the supplement pyramid of importance. It's broken up into 3 levels. The first level down the very bottom is your foundational supplements. Now, this is foundational after food, right? Foundational basically means that these products have been around for a very long time. They're safe, they're effective. Not only do they have hundreds, not thousands of peer-reviewed, published research studies on these products, but they've got meta-analysis as well. So a meta-analysis is where a team comes in, they look at 100 different studies, and they go through those 100 different studies to find the common result to prove whether or not it's safe or effective. So you can have a pretty good bet that when you're looking at the foundation supplements, you're going to get the best bang for buck. The next level there you see is a specific kind of level where you may be a marathon runner, you may be a triathlete, you may play some sport that you want to edge in. You might be getting ready for a competition or a photo shoot where you want to have, an extra 1% advantage, right? These kinds of products are where that they come in, right? They've got some good science, some sound science, but for the most part, most people would never really use them or never need to really use them. And then finally, at the very top, we've got the speculative level. These speculative ingredients are recent and new. They've been pushed out in the market. They've got kind of like a cult following, but no real science behind them. One that comes to mind immediately is your Garcinia Cambogia, but apple cider vinegar falls into that speculative category as well, amongst many other things. When choosing supplements, it's always best to build your supplement stack up from the bottom. Okay, cover those foundational bases. So obviously food first, foundational bases, and then if you're looking for that edge, if you've got the budget and you want to treat your body as though it's a test subject, then you can go to the very top. But most of the time, I just see it as a massive waste of time and energy. Obviously, you wouldn't incorporate everything at once. And this isn't a comprehensive list of supplements as well. These are just ones that I recommend, I choose, but they aren't something that you will say, all right, go and get those 5 different products down the bottom and start implementing it now. So this is where coaching comes in on its own. It's taking your current spot where you are right now and determining whether or not a supplement is going to be worth it for you, and then adding one at a time and seeing the result and the benefit from it. There are a couple of tools that you can use and strategies that you can use to determine whether or not a product is a good product to buy or not. Although protein powders are at the very bottom of that pyramid, it doesn't make every single protein powder out there effective or even a good investment, right? Take this one, for example. To buy this particular supplement, you'd be looking at about $81.95. If you're a preferred buyer, which I'll talk about this in a second, the multi-level marketing problem, but if you're a preferred buyer, you'd get a discount, maybe 20%, 30%. Still a pretty expensive product. If you take a look at the nutritional panel, this is the first place that I want you to start to critique. When you look at that, there's a warning sign that is glaringly obvious to me, but I want to get you to critically think here and take a look at that and see if you can spot it. I'll give you a clue. It's right in the top 3 lines. I'll give you the answer. It gives you the serving size, but it doesn't give you the amount per 100 grams. When looking at supplement, or when you're looking at nutritional panels, the less they provide, less information they provide, it kind of gives away, it's a subtle cue that they're giving away that they don't want to give out too much information. Most people just look at things and they don't even look at things and they just move on. But I'm going to show you how to look at this now. One serving size is 30 mils. Let's imagine that it was 100 mils, right? It'd be much easier to determine the percentage of the actual product in the product if there was a column with 100 amounts serving per 100 mils or 100 grams. Moving down the list, though, this is marketed as a protein shot, I might add. So if it's marketed as a protein shot or a protein product, you would expect there to be the majority protein in this product. But as we look at this product here, the first thing that I see is that there's only 5 grams of protein per 30 mils. That's about 20%. And the hydrolyzed collagen is the other 5 grams of so-called protein that they're adding to this particular product. Not the best kind of protein, not much science behind collagen being a really effective protein, but it is a hypey kind of product at the moment. Everyone's getting on it. All the girls are getting on it because of the benefits that it claims to have for your skin, your nails, your hair, and so forth. But even if we add the two together, the 5 and the 5, we've got 10 grams of protein per 30 mils is still a very, very small amount. We're looking at about 33%. Okay. Moving down the list in that nutritional panel, we're still in the nutritional panel. You can see there that they've clearly got stated that there is a proprietary blend. So let me talk to you about proprietary blends, because this is where it gets a little more sneaky. What companies will often do is they will put together a proprietary blend, which is a blend of a few ingredients. Here we've got 4 or 5 that they claim to have a specific benefit in that ratio, and they don't want to give that information away for fear that another company may come across their proprietary blend benefit. Most of the time, the ratios of these proprietary blends aren't what they're trying to protect. What they're trying to protect is the fact that for these expensive products, they're not putting the effective dose in. As you can see there, the 200 milligrams of this proprietary blend is a small amount already. 200 milligrams is 20% of 1 gram, okay? And inside of that, there's 5 different things. So when it comes to having apple cider vinegar powder in there and CoQ10, you've got to ask yourself, well, is there going to be enough of that product for it to be even effective? Or is this just a way for them to put a named ingredient in their product and then sell it because, hey, I've got apple cider vinegar in my product, right? So there's the nutritional panel, and I'll show you another product in a second and how to compare the products. But here I want you to also take a look at the ingredient section. They've cleverly said other ingredients, but this isn't just other ingredients. This is the ingredients list, because as you can see there, hydrolyzed collagen is in the nutritional panel, and hydrolyzed collagen is in the ingredients list as well. So the first thing on the list is water. So when you're thinking about what the other 66% of this product is, you'd be onto the money if you guessed that most of that 66% is water. So if we're looking at the servings per container, there's $81 across 30. You're paying about $2.50 per serve. You're paying about $2.50, or if we took that down by 2/3, you'd be paying about $1.50 for water, right? And then you're paying the rest for everything else that is in there. Not the best investment. And, you know, on the topic of multi-level marketing, it sounds like something that's too good to be true when you can improve your health, improve everybody else's health, and earn money and become financially free all at the same time. So if you are in an MLM, or you are considering it, or you never touch it, all this information will be helpful. What you've got to understand when it comes to business is a business will always try to increase profit margin. Has to. It'll always it does that by lowering the cost of service, so the product, and increasing the potential income, the value of that product. Because a multi-level marketing company has so many pockets to line, the profit margins have to be huge. They have to be massive, right? They have to be so big that it does require them to cut corners. And it is a model that is not great for nutritional supplements. It is okay if you're looking at Tupperware, multi-level marketing for Tupperware or for other things. Even still, I probably wouldn't go with it because you're paying to be in a club. But anyway, that's my opinion. I'll leave that for another day. But just know that when it comes to supplements, their very nature is to decrease the cost of the product anyway. How? Whether that is through inferior ingredients, not adding enough of the ingredient to make it effective, and so forth. So that's the problem with multi-level marketing. Let's take a look at another product here. We've got a popular WPI, and a WPI is essentially a whey protein isolate. This is what I get my mums to look for when they're buying a protein powder, and I'll show you why. This is a No Frills brand. This product here does actually have some very good standards, and I'll talk about those standards that you need to look for later on in this talk. But just take a look at that nutritional information there for a second and compare what I said about the last product with this product. The first thing that I immediately see is 2 columns clearly stating quantity per serving, quantity per 100 grams, okay? Or average quantity per 100 grams. So this company isn't trying to hide anything. They base their company on being transparent. Per serve, so per the 30 grams, there's 25 grams of protein. It's a protein powder. That's where it should be. You should be getting at least 80 to 90% of protein per 100 grams. Here we have 85.2 grams of protein per 100 grams. Okay, so this is a very good product. And this is something that you would want to look for if you are on the search for just a standard foundational product like WPI. Okay, so on the screen now, we have a popular protein powder that you can get at the supermarket and at the pharmacist. Now, this product here, it is marketed as being a fat-burning protein. So I wanted to highlight another problem that you'll encounter when trying to choose protein powders, and that is this one, the hypey labels and the hybrid kind of products. Just know that when a product tries to be a jack of all trades, generally it's not a great quality product at all. This is a nutritional panel. They're clear with what's in the products because they're a reputable company. Per 34 grams, this product has 20 grams of protein, and per 100 grams, it's got 61.6 grams of protein. Okay, so very easily you can see right there that this isn't as concentrated as the product that we saw in the last slide. The product we saw in the last slide per serve is about $1 per serve of very, very high quality protein. In this instance, we're back up around that $2 to $2.50 per serve for this particular product. Now, this is generally what happens when you see the lady toner proteins and the fat burning proteins, because all of a sudden what they've got to do is they've got to give you the protein, but they've also got to cram in a bunch of other stuff. Now, thinking back to that pyramid that I showed you earlier, do you remember what was at the very top? Garcinia Cambogia. So in this product here, we've got Garcinia Cambogia, 825 milligrams. There's 100 milligrams of caffeine in it. We've got some nicotinic acid. That is basically nicotine. And then at the very end, we've got whey protein concentrate, milk, and whey protein isolate, milk, and soy lectin. Understand that not all proteins are made the same. Whey protein isolate comes in a variety of different concentrations. So with this particular product, I'd be very cautious and wary to be making that part of my mainstay or my staple supplements. You may be tempted because it's just convenient being in the shops to buy something like this, but bang for buck wise, I mean, you're not really getting it. You can certainly buy better products online or elsewhere. The main thing is look for WPI as the first ingredient and look for a very short ingredients list. And as soon as a product tries to claim fat burning as something that it does, then I'd be very, very careful and critical at choosing that. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, okay, protein powders are good, great, but I heard that they can be dangerous. When the media catches hold of something like that, generally what they do is they put every single powder under this umbrella called protein powder. Over the last few years, there's been a lot of press on people who've died taking these things. Most of the time, actually, if not in every single case, it hasn't been a protein powder that has been the culprit. What it's been is either a derivative in a pure form, like caffeine powder. Very easy to die an overdose of caffeine powder. All it takes is like half a teaspoon, and then you've had 100 coffees, right? So sometimes some teenagers get a hold of that stuff and they do some silly shit with it. And pre-workouts, fat burners. So they've been the culprits. So I'm going to go into some of this stuff now and talk about fat burners and pre-workouts in this next slide. Here's a popular pre-workout product. As you can see on the right, we've got some supplement facts. There's beta-alanine in it. There's about 1,600 milligrams. The beta-alanine is not that bad. Creatine nitrate, not much evidence behind that one. I'm going to really kind of skim through this though, because some of the principles that I've already talked about apply here. You can see explosive energy blend. Now that's a proprietary blend again. And we have caffeine anhydrous. We've got 160 milligrams. That's about equivalent to 3 coffees. L-tyrosine and T-core, which is some kind of tetramethyluric acid. There's some nicotinamide in there, some B6, B12, and some other ingredients. This is very, very, very expensive coffee. The main ingredient is the caffeine. You'll get your stimulation from the caffeine, right? So the other stuff there, for there to be a benefit from a supplement, it needs to provide nutrition. You'll learn later on in a supplementation lesson on how to supplement to change your body shape, improve energy levels and your health, that the main point of taking supplements is to actually give you nutrients. With a scoop that is only 6.5 grams in size, you've got to ask yourself, how nutritious is the stuff in this? Is it actually going to build me up, or is it just going to hype me up and then I'm going to crash afterwards? Pre-workouts are becoming a no-brainer for most people, but if you still love them and you're still on them, I would have you consider moving away from these commercialized pre-workouts and over towards more of a multivitamin. You can get the tablets from the pharmacist that fizz in water. They're great. You can get them with caffeine in it these days. And even things like Barocca with your B vitamins in there. If you're looking for that extra pep up, they're all great things to look at. And the same goes for fat burners. Typically, you'll find that fat burner products and pre-workout products, they've kind of merged over recent years, and the serving sizes are the same. The blends in them are the same. The warning signs of them are all the same as well. So here's the thing: when it comes to the supplement industry, and you find that you're looking at a product and there's tons and tons and tons of ingredients, and there's small serving sizes, there's proprietary blends through them. just don't even touch them with a 10-foot pole. That's going to be your best bet in combating the confusing, conflicting information out there. And don't ever find yourself stuck in the supplement shop with a meathead trying to convince you to buy a stack, because you're going to walk out with no money. You're going to be walking out with $250 spent. The stuff is going to last you a month, and it's not even going to improve your health. And it's not even going to really help your babies at home either, or improve the whole ecosystem. That really does matter when it comes to changing your body shape. So a couple of things before I finish this off. Watch out for proprietary blends. If I haven't said it once, I'm saying it again and again and again. Also look out for an OST listing number. Every product that is a tablet or a capsule sold in Australia needs to have a AUST number. You'll see what that looks like in the article below. OST numbers mean that that product has been through the Australian Therapeutic Goods process to determine that it's safe and effective and legal to sell. If you're buying products that don't have an OST number, you're buying an illegal product that is illegally sold in Australia. With your protein powders, with anything, make sure that the company provides health certificates and manufacturing declarations. These should be done monthly, and they should be submitted in a very visible place on the website that you're purchasing from, or they should be easily attainable if you call the company. If they don't want to give you that information, don't buy their products. Simple as that, because these companies that source their products, they can source them from any factory in the world. So you could be getting products from China, from Afghanistan. You could be getting product from anywhere. And if the factory that it was made in doesn't have a health certificate of manufacturing design, the declaration, you're risking your powder being contaminated. And if you're giving your liquid meals to your kids, well, again, that's a big problem, isn't it? Research needs to be done on the product to back any claims. So if you see a product and it's all hyped up, there's like fat loss, burn X amount of this and that and the other, unless there is science that backs that up, they can't make those claims. You can buy products that don't have those claims on them, but if their claims are on them and you ask them for where's the particular study that was done on this specific product, and they can't provide to you, then I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole once again. And that's the key. It needs to be on that specific product. A product can't have Garcinia cambogia in it and then say, oh, there's a study that was done, 5 years ago on this other product that had Garcinia cambogia in it, and it was really highly effective. They need to have it done on their product for it to be a morally good claim on their product. Check nutrition panels and ingredients lists. That is something that I can't stress enough. You need to be an informed buyer. You need to look at these things. Otherwise, you're going to get caught out. And if you're ever unsure, please ask. Ask me. Send me an email. Send me a private message. Wherever you can, contact me, whether it's on Facebook, my Facebook page, or just through my email address. I do implore you, if you're ever unsure, reach out, because I'm going to be able to look at it through my lenses, right? And I'm going to be able to critique the product much better than you can. Okay, I hope this was a helpful lesson. I hope you learned a lot. And if you have, make sure you reach out and give me some feedback. See ya.